Hey everyone, here today to talk about Photon Shockwave upcoming pre-release on November 5th and 6th. Kind of run through some of the cards, at least the ones we know about. I know we know about 80 of them from the OCG, and we've got a few exclusives already released here. You know, some are going to be upgraded to secrets, so on and so forth. So this will be quite a long video, probably split into two parts depending on how long-winded I get. So let's just dive right in. I wanted to tell you guys just kind of some of the highlights and also just kind of some fun cards. So start off with fun card number one is Rabbit Dragon. It's going to be a rare as far as we know, and it's just crazy looking. Won't replace Blue Eyes, obviously. It is a dragon though, so you know, I'm really not sure why this card even exists when it's 50 attack less, and it's got a higher defense, but whatever. They're both light, just like Blue Eyes. So anyway, just thought I'd show you that. Kind of crazy looking. Some of you haven't seen it. So this one was called, I think it's like Shadow Lizard, and that's Kago Takagi. Great effect. There's a reason it's got upgraded to a secret. So it's a lot like Trident Warrior, Marauding Captain, but a little kind of like opposite. So whenever you normal summon a level 4 monster, it has to be level 4, not level 4 or lower. You could special this from your hand, and then you can't synchro summon with it. You can just pretty much exceed because it is level 4. So there's so many ridiculous plays that you can do with this. The fact that it's dark is fantastic. I'm not sure if being a reptile is going to really help that much, but it sounds very interesting. I am looking forward to getting at least a couple. So let me know what you guys think of that. That's going to be a big hit. The stats aren't bad either. Shark Sucker, pretty good for the remove from play fish. Level 3 is really good because of, I think, you could use it with the big super ancient, and I think Moray Greed also would be something you could use. It's got low attack, but its effect is really good. When a fish, sea serpent, or aqua type monster is normal or special summoned to your side of the field, then you can special him from your hand, and then you can't use him as a synchro. So being level 3, it's just fantastic to be able to exceed. He's just going to be a good exceed bait, and as far as I know, he's common. Everybody already knows about Galaxy Eyes Photon. I'm not really going to discuss it much, just thought I'd show you a cool picture of the Ghost Rare and just kind of quickly go over his effect. A lot of guys are going to be using this with, you know, Rescue Rabbit bringing out 2 Alexandrite, or like Gene Warped Wolf and so forth, and then attributing both of those off to special summon this guy. So it's pretty awesome for just summoning 1 Rescue Rabbit, special summoning 2 monsters, then special summoning him from your hand. Is pretty ridiculous. So, but during either player's battle step, this card battles an opponent's monster. You can banish the monster and the card, so similar to Stardust Dragon in that regard, that you can remove it. I guess it may be a little more like Shooting Star, but return the monster to the field at the end of the battle phase. So kind of nasty against, for instance, I don't know why you'd ever be worried about like too many other decks, but fantastic for removing stuff from play so they can't get their effects. And then the monster banished by the effect, if it was an XYZ, it gains 500 material. So anyway, I don't really need to go over that. The card's amazing. Next is Daybreaker. It's only a rare, 4-star, 1700 light, but it has a great effect. I think it has a great effect. And that is, when this card is special summoned, you can special summon a Daybreaker from your hand. I put down there at the bottom, works well with Photon Veil, and I will show you that here in a minute. But it, you know, I could be wrong about that combo. Next is Light Serpent. It's a super rare as far as we know. Like I said, these rarities could change a little bit, but most likely they won't. 3-star, 1200, and it's a reptile. When this card is sent from the hand to the graveyard, special summon this card from the graveyard. So you know, and it can't be used as a synchro material, but it is 3-star. It does have a good effect, and the reason I like it is just because there are quite a few ways to send it from the hand to the graveyard, and because it doesn't say you can special summon this card, it shouldn't miss timing with too many things. So I think it'll be played pretty well, and it's another light reptile. So I guess you could try it in quite a few decks. I don't really think you should mix it with worms or anything, but maybe a venom deck or just a light deck, I don't know. Photon Cerebus, I put him in here because he's a super rare and he's one of the new Photon cards, 3-star, 1300 beast. So it's a cool light beast. When it's normal summoned, neither player can activate trap cards while this is face up. So for that turn, it's like a trap stun. Actually, it's exactly like trap stun. So not a bad effect, not amazing, but goes pretty well with the photons. Now we jump into the evolves, which I've tried to update my names based upon what they actually really are, not what they were before. So as far as I've been able to tell, the evil tiles, as you can see here, are based off if they're a reptile, and then the evil soar is based off their dinosaurs. So that's kind of how I've been able to determine. This guy's a 1-star and he's okay. When he's destroyed by battle, you can just target any of the evil soar monster in your graveyard and special summon. So even though he's a tile, he gets out of soar. Even though he's a reptile, he gets out of dinosaur. That's pretty much how that works. So he's pretty good. And then this guy is another reptile. He's a rare though. He's a little better than 3-star with a 1900 defense. When you flip him, you can just special summon an evil soar monster from your deck, which is absolutely amazing. He might get an upgrade to super, but even as a rare, he's a very good card. 1900 is great as well. So I really like him a lot. Evil Tile Odonto, which is obviously not his real name. I think it was something longer before. 2-star, stats are kind of whatever, but when he's normal, you could special an Evil Soul monster from your hand, so he's similar like to Marauding Captain, which is very good to help you. Maybe, I don't know if you would really exceed with him. I don't know if there's a level, I can't remember if there's a level 2 Evil exceed. We'll have to look here in a little bit. And here's some of the Evil Soars. That's this guy's new name. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it because I'll butcher it, but he's a rare for a reason. He's one of the dinosaurs, and when he is special summoned by the effect of an evil tile monster, which, as you saw above, you can easily do that out of your deck, you can target an evil soar in your graveyard and special summon it, but it can declare an attack, which is fine because he's a 4-star, and I can just bring out another 4-star and get Logia. We'll go into that here in a minute. Evil Soar Serato, I like him a lot as well. A 4-star, 1900. So everybody's going to try to play through him. As far as I know, he'll be at least I think he'll only be a super. He won't get upgraded. When this card is special summoned by the effect of the evil tile, it gains 200, which it doesn't even need. And then if this card is special summoned by the effect of the evil tile, every time the card destroys a monster by battle, I get to add an evil tile monster from my deck to my hand. So he's just like a Rhoda for the dinosaurs, for the evils. I love him. He's insane. But to get his full potential, you're going to have to bring him out by an evil tile monster, which, if I remember correctly, let me zoom up here real quick, is that guy. Special summon evil soar from the deck. So that guy with Serato, however you want to say it, is pretty ridiculous. Diplo is actually pretty decent. 4-star 16, so the stats are there. And okay, and when he's special summoned by an evil tile as well, target a magic and trap your opponent controls and destroy. So face up or down, which is pretty good. And of course then he's 4-star, so you exceed with him. And then I put the wind-ups up here because a lot of people are wanting to kind of get some more wind-up support. They think they're not good enough, and I happen to agree they're good, and I want them to be better. So I went ahead and put these up here because they are one of the big things in this deck, and you even have magic and trap support as well. So 4-star, 1800 defense, pretty darn good. During your main phase, you can target one face-up wind-up monster you control. That target's level increases by 1, and it gains 600, so that's pretty great. Just that turn though. This effect can be activated only once while it's face-up on the field, so not that bad. It helps you exceed, maybe even sink, so I like that a lot. Wind Up Knight, I think his art's pretty cool. Just something about that I like. And he's 1800 4-star, so that's great. When a face-up wind-up monster you control is targeted for an attack, you can negate that attack. So, similar to Full Helm a little bit. And actually it's almost exactly the same as Full Helm because it's only once while he's on the field. I guess you could play Book of Moon or something. And this guy's the super rare. It's his Hunter, 3-star 1600, but he's a beast warrior, kind of strange. But during your main phase, you contribute a wind-up monster you control, except the Hunter. Send one random card from your opponent's hand to the graveyard, which it says send, so it doesn't mess with Dark Worlds. It doesn't give them an advantage, and it can only be used once while he's face up. But if you know how wind-ups work, they recycle pretty well and come in and out. Wind-up Bash is kind of cool looking. I like that he's a 1-star, so you can play 1-for-1 if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but maybe there's a way to use multiples of these. I haven't really done my research yet. So during your main phase, target a wind-up monster in your graveyard, and then change this face-up attack position card you control into face-up defense, and add that target to your hand. So kind of a good way to get one back into your hand to keep things going. And you probably prefer him to be in defense anyway, so I think that's a great card. It is a machine, so I guess if you want to play 1-for-1 a machine dupe, you could. I don't know if I would advise that, because maybe I think he's one of the only targets that would work for, but hey, throw those ideas out there, see what you guys think. Wind-up Kitten, I think he was called Kitty Cat before. 2-star, 800, you know, pretty regular stats for a 2-star. But during your main phase, you could target one monster your opponent controls, return the target to the hand. So I think that's actually really good. It's like having a compulsory evacuation in a monster form. Pretty darn good card. I put this in here for me personally because I love the DD monsters. He is not quite as good as regular because he only works with psychics. And the reason I don't like him that much, I mean, he's got 1800 defense, which is, I think, great for, what is he, a 2-star? So, but see, the problem is it says if this face-up card you control is banished. Psychics really, unless you, there's like 3 different ways around psychics. The remove from play psychics, that loop, really don't remove themselves from the field. They remove by the effect of another card and then come back. So I don't know how you would remove him, really, without changing the deck completely. But whatever. If you do banish him, his effect is really good. You can remove from play a psychic monster with 1500 less attack straight from the deck, and it comes back during the standby phase. So very similar to Serene Psychic Witch, except that you have to banish him on the field. So, you know, whatever. I'm not sure. If you guys have some ideas, I'd love to hear the best way to do that, or the best type of deck to run to help him be at his biggest potential.